Hi, my name remains Jim, and with me here is Jerry, aka Pianist Programmer, and we welcome you to this week's Top Tech Stories. This week marks the 50th anniversary of the moon's landing. Enjoy this.
Ignition 2, 1, 0, all engine running. Liftoff, we have a liftoff. 32
Hi, I'm Mike Collins, astronaut on Apollo 11. 50 years ago, I went on an adventure which took Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin to the surface of the moon for the first time in history, while I stayed in orbit 60 miles above them in the command module, which would eventually bring us all home. After a big breakfast, our rocket lifted off in the morning of July 16, 1969. Neil, Buzz, and I felt the weight of the world on our shoulders. It took around 400,000 people to land humankind on the moon. From engineers to computer programmers to the people who sewed airtight spacesuits. We thought our onboard computer was very sophisticated, but in fact it had less computing power than what we all carry around in our pockets today. NASA worked with 3 antennas around the Earth, one in Spain, one in Australia, and one in California. So our team in Houston could see us anytime and tell what our trajectory should be, no matter which way the Earth was turned. We were in constant sunlight between the Earth and the Moon. In order to regulate the temperatures on Apollo 11, we had to perform a maneuver which some called a barbecue roll, in which we rotated sideways like a chicken on a spit. The first time we saw the moon up close, it was a magnificent spectacle. It was huge. The sun was coming around it, cascading and making a golden halo, and filled our entire window. As impressive as the view was of this alien moon seen up close, it was nothing compared to the sight of the tiny Earth. The Earth was the main show, the Earth was it. After a tense descent, in which they almost ran out of fuel, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon on July 20th, 1969.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Neil and Buzz set up an American flag and a plaque that read, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon. July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind."
Ford and Volkswagen enter self-driving car joint venture. The Ford Motor Company and Volkswagen have announced that they are partnering on autonomous vehicle technology. Volkswagen is joining Ford in investing more than $7 billion in the autonomous vehicle technology known as Argo AI.
In Europe, for Volkswagen, it gets, or rather it is paying to take an ownership stake in Argo AI. And Argo AI really is the key to this deal. Volkswagen will be spending $2.6 billion. It'll have an ownership stake equal to Ford's in Argo AI. And Argo AI's valuation, it now tops $7 billion.
Elon Musk is coming up with a technology to control the human brain with a computer. So in addition to electric cars and road trips to Mars, Elon Musk, which is known for Tesla and other of his adventures, is coming up with a new biotech company called Neuralink. And Neuralink aims to connect human brains to computers. Elon Musk explained the progress made with these chips that aim to capture signals from the human brain and make possible the communication between man and machine. As a result, the first Neuralink device may be used on human patients as soon as the late 2020.
So that video was there's very tiny threads that are about a tenth, roughly, of the cross-sectional area of a human hair. So they're extremely tiny threads. In fact, the threads that we have, like I said, even in version 1, are about the same size as a neuron. So if you're going to go stick something in your brain, you want it to not be giant, you want it to be tiny, and to be approximately.
Neuralink's first goal will be to use this technology on paralyzed patients. The company has tested it on rats, and Elon Musk went as far to reveal that a monkey has been able to control a computer with his brain.
NASA is about to grow fruit in space. Wow, what a big news this week. So while we're going about our businesses, NASA is thinking ahead, and they've started big plans for space travel that includes heading to both the moon and the Mars. Recall that the Mars is one of the planets that was said to have a higher rate of survival. So they're planning this move sooner than we think. If human beings are to travel to other worlds on a regular basis, or even set up shops and live there, it's obvious that you're going to need food, and it means that we have to find a way to grow fruits and vegetables in other worldly environments. So NASA has come up with this edible plant to be grown abroad, and in the International Space Station, after much research, they found a particular species of pepper. This pepper is known as the Espanola chili pepper and will be its next space crop project. In doing this, they have to be very careful, because when it comes to growing plants in space, it has to be done carefully. Many considerations have to be made, including whether or not a plant will provide suitable nutritional benefits or not to mention the benefit for the astronauts who will be traveling, and the individual requirements of each plant in terms of water, mineral usage, and so on and so forth. So they tried as much as possible to carefully look for varieties that don't grow too tall and yet were very productive in the controlled environment where they were doing these tests, and they came up with the final result, which was the Espanola chili pepper. As an added benefit, this pepper is rich in vitamin C, and which is very important for space diets.
So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share your thoughts with us in the comment section, and share this video with a friend. See you next week.